Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Learning Electronics. In this lecture, we are going to understand the output waveforms for the half-bridge series resonant inverter circuit. In the last class, we have understood the detailed working of this half-bridge series resonant inverter. So, proper understanding of the working of this half-bridge series resonant inverter is very necessary to understand these output waveforms. So, if you want to see that video, you can check it in the channel playlist. Before starting this video, please subscribe my channel and also press the bell icon so that you can get more updated videos from here. So here we have drawn the waveforms of this half-bridge resonant inverter considering the steady state. Before the steady state has reached, the working of this resonant inverter before the steady state we have already understood. Now to draw the waveforms we are considering the steady state only, because once the circuit reaches the steady state it will remain in the steady state only. So during the steady state we are considering that the voltage across the capacitor C1 is equal to Vs plus Vc, which is equal to Vs plus Vco. This Vc is taken as Vco here, and the voltage across the C2 capacitor is a small negative value which is equal to minus of Vco. So when we consider the polarity, the voltage across the capacitor C1, Vc1 polarity will be positive on the upper plate, negative on the lower plate because it is positive value, and the voltage across the capacitor C2 which is equal to Vc2 will be negative on the upper plate, positive on the lower plate, which is equal to Vco. Now when we apply KVL in this loop, what we will get? We will get Vs minus Vc1 plus Vco is equal to 0. So from this equation of KVL only we are getting Vc1 is equal to Vs plus Vco here. So when this S1 SCR is ready to turn on, that means it is in the forward bias condition, at that time we are considering that the voltage across the C1 capacitor is equal to Vs plus Vco and C2 capacitor Vc2 is equal to minus of Vco. Now here, since this S1 SCR is not in the conducting position, the load current will not flow in this load here, so the load current will be equal to 0, and we know that load voltage is equal to load current into load resistor. So this load voltage will also be equal to 0 when this load current is equal to 0. That means prior to this S1 SCR conducting, the load voltage will be equal to 0. Therefore the voltage across this capacitor C1 will come across this inductor L1. Voltage across the L1 inductor VL1 will be equal to Vc1, which is equal to Vs plus Vco here. So we are considering here the voltage across the inductor is equal to Vs plus Vco, which is equal to Vc1. Why we are taking VL here? Because both L1 and L2 inductor are closely coupled to each other, and we know that the inductance of L1 is equal to inductance of L2. Therefore VL1 will be equal to VL2 here, since L1 is equal to L2, which is taken as VL here. So this is the voltage across the inductor 1 which we are considering during S1 SCR is in the on condition. So when S1 SCR is triggered at time t is equal to 0, what happens? Current starts flowing in this loop. So two loop currents will flow. First loop current will flow in this path and second loop current will flow in this path. So as soon as this S1 SCR goes into the on condition, this C1 capacitor starts discharging through S1 SCR, L1 inductor and load resistor. So what happens? The voltage across the C1 capacitor reduces and the voltage across the C2 capacitor will increase. When we are considering this voltage across the capacitor C2 as positive at that time, got the KVL equation Vs is equal to Vc1 plus Vc2. So from here we will get Vc2 is equal to Vs minus Vc1. So when this Vc1 voltage decreases, this Vc2 voltage will increase. So here you can see when the S1 SCR starts conducting, the voltage across the C1 capacitor will decrease towards the minimum value of minus Vco, and the voltage across the C2 capacitor will increase towards the maximum value of Vs plus Vco, and the waveform of the inductor voltage will follow the voltage across the capacitor C1 waveform here, because this voltage across the C1 capacitor is coming across this voltage across the inductor L1. So we are considering like this. Next waveform is of voltage across the S1 SCR, which is equal to Vt1. When this S1 SCR starts conducting, ideally the voltage across this S1 SCR Vt1 should be equal to 0. So we are taking this type of line here on the x-axis to show the 0 value of the voltage across the S1 SCR. Now when this S1 SCR goes into the on condition, Here from the source we are getting source current. The current which is flowing through the S1 SCR is taken as IT1, the current through the load is I0, and current through the C1 capacitor is taken as IC1. So when we apply KCL at this node, what we will get? We will get thyristor 1 or SCR1 current is equal to source current plus capacitor 1 current IC1. And here when this S1 SCR goes into the on condition, this S2 SCR will be in the off condition and it will act as open circuit. So here the load current will be equal to the thyristor 1 current or SCR1 current IS plus IC1 here. So that means the source current will supply current to the load here. So the waveform of the source current we will get when the S1 SCR starts conducting, and since here there is a formation of RLC, underdamped resonant circuit, all the currents which are flowing, that is source current, IC1 or IC2 current and load current, all waveform will be in the form of pulse like this. That is, they will start from 0 value, reach to peak value, again they will drop to 0 value. So one pulse will be formed like this. Now we will consider the S2 SCR. After this peak value of this load current, what happens? We will trigger the S2 SCR. So when we will trigger the S2 SCR, this S2 SCR will start conducting and this S1 SCR will go into the off condition, as we have studied in the working of this circuit that turning on of one SCR turn off the other SCR, therefore we can get the output frequency greater than the ringing frequency. So after this peak value of the load current we will trigger the S2 SCR. So as soon as we trigger the S2 SCR, again two loop currents will flow, one loop current will flow in this path, one loop current will flow in this path. Because of this S2 SCR conducting, this C2 capacitor which has reached the voltage of Vs plus Vc again starts releasing its energy or discharging through this S2 SCR, L2 inductor and load resistor R. Okay, therefore the voltage across the capacitor C2 will decrease towards the minimum value of minus VCO here again, and the voltage across the capacitor 1 VC1 which was initially at the minus VCO value starts increasing towards the maximum value. When this capacitor 2 voltage will decrease, this capacitor 1 voltage will increase towards the positive value. So the polarity of the voltage across the C1 and C2 capacitor both will reverse like this. Now what is happening here? Again the voltage across the capacitor C2 will come across the voltage across the L2 inductor. So now the waveform of the inductor voltage will follow the waveform of the C2 capacitor voltage here, as you can see. Now we will take the voltage across the S1 SCR which is equal to VT1. VT1 will be in the off condition when this S2 SCR is in the conducting mode, so it will act as open circuit. Whatever be the voltage across the C1 capacitor, that is VC1, will come across this S1 SCR. So VT1 will be equal to VC1 during the conducting of S2 SCR here. So this waveform of the VT1 will follow the waveform of the VC1 here, as you can see. Now when the S2 SCR goes into the on condition, the current through the load will reverse its direction, that is it will flow towards the right hand side. When this S1 SCR was conducting at that time, the current through the load I0 will flow towards the left hand side. Now it is flowing towards the right hand side. That means the current direction through the load has reversed, therefore we are taking the waveform of the load current in the reverse direction when the S2 SCR starts conducting. Now we are taking the current through the C1 capacitor as IC1, the current through the C2 capacitor as IC2. So when we apply KCL at this node, we will get by KCL load current is equal to IC1 plus IC2, and since the capacitance of C1 is equal to capacitance of C2 here, so we can write it is equal to 2 IC1 or it is equal to 2 IC2. So from here we can write IC1 is equal to IC2 is equal to load current I0 by 2. So the waveform of the capacitor 1 current and capacitor 2 current will be half of the waveform of this load current here. So this red waveform shows the capacitor 1 current and capacitor 2 current waveform. Now coming to the load voltage waveform, here we are using the resistive load, and we know that whenever the resistor is used, then the current and voltage through that resistor will be in phase with each other. Therefore the load voltage and load current will be in the phase with each other, and so the shape of the waveform of the load voltage will be same as the shape of the waveform of the load current, as the load voltage is equal to load current into load resistor. So the peak value of this load voltage will be more than the peak value of this load current. Load voltage waveform is shown by this purple color waveform here. Now we talk about the source current waveform. When this S2 SCR goes into the on condition, this S1 SCR will go into the off condition. Therefore the current through this S1 SCR IT1 will be equal to 0. So whole of the source current will flow through this C1 capacitor. That means IC1 will be equal to source current here. So when we apply KCL at this node, we will get load current is equal to source current plus IC2 current. This source current is equal to IC1 current only. Okay, so here you can see when the S2 SCR is conducting at that time, the load current is equal to IS plus IC2, and when this S1 SCR is conducting at that time, the load current is equal to source current plus IC1 current. So in the both the cases, when whether the S1 SCR is conducting or the S2 SCR conducting, in both the cases the source is providing the source current to the load. That means the source current will be continuous in nature. So we will get the waveform of the source current during S1 SCR conducting mode, and we always get the waveform in the positive direction only, because the source current direction is not changing in both the cases when the S1 SCR is conducting or the S2 SCR is conducting. So we are taking this waveform in the positive direction only. But the load current waveform or the load voltage waveform or the capacitor 1 current or capacitor 2 current waveform will be changed, because when the S1 SCR is conducting at that time, these current directions will be different, and when the S2 SCR is conducting at that time, these current directions will be different. Therefore we are taking the waveform in the positive half cycle and negative half cycle for these currents, but the source current will always be in the positive side only. After this peak value of the load current in the negative direction somewhere here, again the S1 SCR is triggered. When the S1 SCR is triggered, S2 SCR goes into the off condition. So again the cycle repeats itself like this. So hope you have understood the topic. Thank you very much for watching, and please do subscribe my channel for more updates.